Alright guys, I'm out here in New Jersey and my mom's gonna help me now. We're gonna put our Bowmar archery nose button on. This will be my first time using it and I want to set it up with her help. It's really easy to set up. They have a setup video that I just watched. I'll link that in the description box. I recommend watching it because it's more thorough. But as I set it up, I'm going to give you guys a couple pointers for how I do it. You can do it by yourself, but since I have my mom here, I'm going to have her help me. It'll be a lot easier. This is the one I got. It comes with 2 different size buttons. I'm gonna go with the larger one. I can always switch to the smaller one someday. We're gonna set it up on my bow right now. So the first thing you're gonna do is figure out the farthest distance you would shoot with your bow. For me, that's 60. Then you're gonna cut that yardage in half, so 30 yards. That's where I'm going to use my sight at 30 yards when I'm getting my nose button all set up. So take your full yardage, split it in half, and use that. Okay, so we just tested it. I had my mom move it a little bit. I used my 30 pin, and then when I pull back and put my sight on my 30 pin, you'll see right there I have this new anchor point on my nose, and it looks awesome. How's it look, Mom?
Perfect.
Right on the tip of my nose?
Yep.
Awesome. Let's shoot it and see how it goes. Okay, so actually before I shoot it, I don't want it to move. It'll stay there for the most part, but I'm still going to lock it in. And definitely watch Josh and Sarah's video if you want to see how to do this. Let me see if I can remember. The knot he used I'm familiar with for the most part, so hopefully I do it right. I think it's a constrictor knot. Alright you guys, so I just did the little constrictor knot. I think I would do what they suggest in the video and do a little constrictor knot here and there, but I'm gonna wait to do that. This should be good for now. It's definitely not moving around anywhere. So I'm gonna take a couple shots with it and see how it does. Look, we got a little buddy. That's Barney. We've had him since I was in 6th grade. Outdoor cat. Okay, so I'm just putting a practice broadhead on now. I'm gonna take a 20-yard shot at the target before I cut these little strings off and see how it does. Bullseye. We'll go take one more. Barney's not around over there, right?
Mm-mm.
Oops, a little low. I gotta cut these. Okay, you can go ahead. There we go. That's a good one, huh, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
That's a dead deer. So, just a second ago, I kept those strings on there, and I couldn't focus on that last shot. It was centered, but a little low, because the strings were all over my face. So learn from that, cut your strings off before you shoot it.
Were you the birthday boy Halloween, huh? 15 years old.
What a good boy.
I know.
You're such a good boy.
He's the
He's
birthday
how old,
boy.
Mom?
15 on Halloween.
He is so old. We had 3 and he's the longest living, 15.
Yeah, 3 siblings.
He's a good boy. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's here. Not bad. Okay guys, so did a couple groups. My first impressions of the Bowmar nose button. It's gonna take a second to get used to, just to like remember like, oh, make sure you feel that thing on your nose. But as far as being accurate, I think it's the smartest thing in the world to give you that anchor point that's the same every time, rather than if I were just putting my nose on that string, the whole string feels the same. But now when I pull back and I feel that, I remember like, oh, okay, good, that means you're in the right spot. So overall, I love it. I'm really excited to use it in a hunting situation, like in my tree stand this week, hopefully, while I'm visiting New Jersey. You feel like, because of the spikes on it, they mentioned in their video that no matter which way it twists or which way your string is facing, it'll always give you the same anchor point every time because of those spikes. And I actually like it a lot because you feel like the prick, so you know exactly like, all right, it's there, it's in the right place, I'm ready to shoot. And all of those shots were super great shots. Just flew here from New Jersey, so I always like checking and setting my bow anyway, and this whole process of putting it on and checking it out and making a couple groups took like, what, 10-15 minutes, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I give it a 10 out of 10. I'm super excited, like I said, to use it in a hunting situation and look back and say, wow, that helped me out a lot. I could see it really, really helping in a tree stand situation where you're drawing back and doing things like this and doing like angled shots, because that's where it's real easy to get sloppy, especially me. I'm more of a Western hunter now, so I've shot out of a lot of blinds and I've done a lot of like standing and sitting down stuff, but coming back to tree stand areas and really doing that angle, that's where you could potentially get sloppy if you're not doing it on a day-to-day basis. So I think it'll be really valuable for this week. I'm glad I was able to get it on. Guys, I'm gonna close the video right there. That was just a brief first impressions. Really rough how to put it on. Like I said, I mentioned a couple points on there, but I would really recommend watching their video just because they do such a good job explaining everything and why it is the way it is. And it was a really great video to watch, and it was about 10-13 minutes, something like that. So watch their video if you do end up buying a nose button. I will link the nose button in their video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed my first impressions and quick little install. We'll hopefully see you in the next video with a nice dead buck, thanks to the nose button.